Wait, what the fuck? Is this one glitched out?
Don't hurt me. I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
Aw, he's kind of cute. What's up, gamers? Welcome to another episode of the Game Strain. This is Wine back here with you. Today we're taking a look at Space Hulk, Deathwing, Space Hulk, Deathwing, and no, not Planet Hulk. No, it's a 40K game made by Games Workshop. There's just been a huge surge in Games Workshop games lately. With the Total Warhammer, the Total War game that just came out, then all the Dawn of War games. Then you also plug in, they just came out with the 40K MMO, and then there was the Fantasy Warhammer MMO before that. And there's just been a huge surge of Games Workshop games lately, but this is the latest one. It's very similar to Vermintide, if you played that, where you have just waves and waves of baddies coming at you. But this time around, we're playing as Dark Angels, and we're going up against Tyranids, or they call them Xenos in this game. I'm not super like into the lore of 40K. I mean, like, I love it, but I just don't know a whole lot of the details. But yeah, I'm not really sure where the name Xenos comes from. But anyway, maybe somebody in the comments can tell me. But yeah, we're fighting up against just hordes of these things called Genestealers, which I definitely do remember. So if you're a 40K fan, or if you are not a 40K fan, both ways, then I would encourage you to check out the Wikipedia for 40K. If nothing else, there's so many books and novels and other things. Like if you buy one of the books, the rule books to actually play the dice game, the board game, which I've played quite a bit in the past, then there's a lot of lore in those books too. But I would definitely encourage you to look at some of that lore if you're going to be looking at this into getting this game, because there's just some awesome stuff like the Genestealers, which you're fighting up against most of the time, which I have flashing here behind me. The Genestealers, they're kind of like xenomorphs. They apparently are able to inject pretty much any living creature with their genetic material and overtake their reproductive system, so that way it like kind of forces them to have a baby, and when they have a baby it pops out like half Genestealer, half whatever the other thing was. So like in this game you're fighting these Genestealer human hybrids that have guns and stuff that are thrown in there. I'm not really sure the variety of enemies that we're going to be seeing, but it's so far, you know, I've just been seeing kind of the Genestealers and the Genestealer human hybrids, but I have a pretty good feeling there's going to be at least a few different other enemies that we'll run into. I'm not sure if there's like boss fights and stuff in this game, but there is multiplayer in this game. There's local LAN multiplayer, and then also online multiplayer that you can do. The online currently has some issues. I spent a good long while last night trying to connect to games. I finally got connected to one game for just a brief little while. It was a lot of fun, and I got some footage of it here, but got kicked out of it pretty quickly just from disconnection issues. So, and then I wasn't even able to get the server list to come up after that. So there's definitely some kinks. I'm not really sure how much of that was on my end and how much of it is on the server end, but hopefully all that will get ironed out. This game seems like it would be great for LAN. If you have some friends with gaming PCs that like to LAN, this game seems like it would be just super fun for a group of 3 or 4 friends or so, because you can do four-player multiplayer in this. So it could be a lot of fun, you know, just chopping and shooting at all these waves of enemies. And that is something that I'll say just right off the bat. This game feels very simplistic, but it's a lot of fun, and it looks really awesome and recreates, you know, sweet little moments like this. Yeah, I mean, because I say it's simplistic because it feels like you're just sort of shooting at mobs of enemy, you know, just giant masses of bodies, just just holding down the trigger. I mean, I don't know, there's not really a whole lot of precision work going on here. I imagine maybe if you start getting into the harder difficulties and you're really trying to, you know, perfect your game, then you might start getting into the more refined gameplay there, maybe. But I don't think there's much to find other than just practicing and getting a little bit better to shooting and whatnot. But because you can shoot your gun, then there's a melee weapon that you have in your other hand and your offhand, and then you can also do several different powers. There's actually a skill tree in this game that you get to level up with that has different abilities you can unlock and different spells and powers that you can use. Right now I just have the kind of force push, shock push ability, and then lightning, which is pretty cool. I wasn't even really expecting those to be in there, so I thought we were just going to be playing as normal Space Marines, but we're playing as Dark Angels, and Dark Angels have magic, and they also have the ability to teleport, and that's one of the things that you can do. You can teleport back to this kind of base to change out your loadout at any time in the level, and it also brings back your health and the health of your little AI party members. And so that brings me to a couple little tips that I have. Do take notice if you're playing this game for the first time that you can't do that, what is it? I think it's Cygate is what they call it. You can't Cygate just over and over again. There's a finite amount of times that you can do that per mission. And I didn't really realize that until, I remember when I was like, oh, whoop, I can't do it. Damn it. So that, just keep that in mind. Also, your little AI followers, you have to order them to heal themselves. They'll just let themselves die. But I'll just say it again, this game looks fucking awesome sometimes. And it just recreates just that hectic feeling of just being in this area where just hundreds of enemies are just coming at you. And you're just, ah! And you're just shooting off waves and waves of them. Come get some! Come get some! It reminds me of, Starship Troopers, that sort of thing in a lot of ways. But I will start getting into some of my little minor complaints that I've had about the game so far. I mean, one is the weapons are so big. The weapon models are so big. They take up like so much of the screen. And, I know that they're trying to stay true to the lore in this game. They even toned back some of the sizing a little bit because Space Marines in the lore 40K are supposed to be like 9 feet tall. Terminators, which are the guys that are following you around, they're supposed to be more like 12 feet tall, I think I remember. In Space Marines, they're like super genetically engineered humans with like multiple stomachs and shit. But so they did tone down the, some of the size because I don't, you look at the dudes that are following you around, you're like, I don't think you're 12 feet tall, but that that's a good thing because that'd be a little bit ridiculous. But the guns and the weapon, when you have both of those there. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to line myself up there on the camera. When you have both of them there, it just takes up so much of the screen. You're just like, But especially, and when you swing the melee weapon, oh, it's so disorienting. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool because it's immersive. Like, it would be disorienting swinging that big old weapon. So maybe, I don't know. It's a little, you give and you take, whatever. The FPS I have noticed hitches a little bit, and I have a pretty good PC that's been running things like Battlefield 1 and Titanfall just no problem lately, and with this game, I don't know, I get these weird FPS just hitches. Like, it runs smooth for the most part, but every once in a while I get these hitches, and I was seeing them quite a bit in the multiplayer, but I think that's also just due to some of the connection issues and whatnot that's going on. But you can host your own game, so I don't know if they have their own servers for this or what exactly this service is, but they definitely have some things to work out there. The aiming reticle, I don't know what the hell is going on with it, but I'll try and show in my footage here. Like, it wiggles around, and it's annoying. I don't know why it does that. Like, the little center part of the aiming reticle just moves around on you for some reason, just kind of jiggles. And also another little thing for the aiming, I took a look at the options and I wasn't able to find a toggle, a non-toggle option for aiming down the sights, ADS. For some reason, you can only have it set to toggle. You can't do the hold down. I wasn't able to find an option to switch that, which is a little bit annoying to me. But there does seem to be a good variety of weapons in this game. So far, I have this minigun, the Stormbolter, the Flamethrower, which just looks awesome and is a lot of fun to use, but it's kind of overpowered. Then I also unlocked some Lightning Claws, and then there's also seems to be a fair amount of weapons that you're going to be unlocking later on. You seem to unlock a new cool piece of gear with each mission that you do. I am playing this on PC. That's where this footage comes from. But this game is also available on PS4 and Xbox One. So, keep that in mind. If you have some friends that are on those systems and you and your friends play on the systems, this would be a great game to get with a couple of friends and play. So, it's not the full $60 on Steam or on PC. It's more around $30, $40 area, and you can also probably pick it up on sale It was 15% off for a good while before it released for the pre-release sale, but I think that's gone. But it'll definitely go on sale again on Steam, I'm sure. And I'm not exactly sure on the pricing for PS4 and Xbox One, but you can probably check it out. Hopefully it's not $60. I don't think that it is. So I definitely recommend this game so far. I'm probably going to be doing another video on this in the future. But with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone who subscribed recently. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It just really helps me out. And leave a comment and let me know what game you'd like to see me play next. If you have comments about this game that I'm playing here, Space Hulk. Maybe just want to talk about some of the lore of 40K, something that I'm missing out on, or just some fun moments. Also, I am just looking for some people to play the game with, so if you'd like to get together and play the game together, well, let's go ahead and do that. Leave a comment and hook up with me. You can send me a private message if you don't feel comfortable leaving a comment. So yeah, we're going to see you here on Monday on the Game Strain, so we'll see you then.